Hello, this is Nancy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm participating in the Sweet but Twisted challenge hosted by Connie's Creative Creations and OK at Home DIY. This is the legend of the candy cane. I'm starting with a 12 by 12 piece of Luan plywood. It's like a quarter inch or eighth of an inch wide, thick, I mean. And I'm making a gingerbread house in this one corner using the tumbling tower blocks. It's going to be a 4 by 4 inch house. So I'm laying out the blocks, and then the next block set of blocks, I'm going to stagger them so the joints are not the same on top of each other. And you can make this house any size you want. This is just for inspiration. Since I'm staggering them, some of the pieces will need to be cut, and I'm using my cut-off saw to cut those pieces off. I did mine's 10 layers high, but you can make it any size you want. I also used the lightweight spackling to cover up all the gaps in the gingerbread house. For the roof, I used the 4 by 4 planks from Dollar Tree, and then I taped it up so they could dry up, and I put some cardboard for the eaves. While the building and the roof is drying up, I'm using these little cutouts from Dollar Tree. They have a little tree on the back. I cut the little tree off and I'm using 2 of them to make a little mini truck. I'm using the Jenga blocks as well to make the bed and the cab of the truck. So I have 3 sets of 2 for that part of the truck. And I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the actual cab. So I put on a couple blocks that I cut down. For the cab, I cut 2 smaller pieces and cut it with my cut-off saw. And then I painted it with the Waverly ink so I don't have to worry about painting through the windows. And then I used the crimson to paint the truck and antique it with the Waverly wax. the height of the Jenga block was bigger than the truck, so I used my Ryobi sander to sand down the top of the blocks, even with the truck. I'm showing here the gingerbread house I made last year with popsicle sticks as the roof, and I used some polymer clay candies that I made myself, and I'm popping them up to use them on this one. Once everything is dry, I'm giving it a coat of white Waverly chalk paint on the house, the floor, and the truck. I painted these dowels also white, and I'm using some washi tape to tape out the twist of the candy cane. I made mine with bigger twists or spacing, but you can make it smaller, larger, any which way you want. Once you finish putting the washi tape on, I'm taking the crimson from also Waverly and painting the exposed areas around the washi tape to make the candy canes. These dowels are 1 inch, so I'm adding some half round wood beads to the top to cover up the holes. I wanted an entrance to my gingerbread village, so these candy cane columns are going to be in the front at the corner, and then I'm using the Merry Christmas sign, also from Dollar Tree, that I painted white, and I'm going to glue that to the top of the columns. For the gingerbread color, I mixed camel and bark brown from Folk Art multi-surface paint until I got the color that I wanted. With the same paint from the gingerbread house, I painted a pathway through the village. This project all started with the pom-pom trim that Dollar Tree is carrying now in three colors, the green, red, and white. And I thought they would look like candy drops for the roof, so I alternated the three colors for the roof. And I used fabric fix to paint, glue it to the roof. What other ways will you use this pom-pom trim on this project? After gluing all this trim, I still have a handful left for another project. Now I'm using the 3D fabric paint from Scribbles to give it the frosting effect around the gingerbread house for the door and the windows. While that 3D paint is wet, I'm adding the little peppermints that I made last year around the edge of the door and around the other pieces of the gingerbread house. This 3D puffy paint is easy to use. You can decorate your gingerbread house any designs or any style you want. I also used the puffy paint to trim out the pathway. I made another path from the door to the pathway, and I'm using miniature pom-poms to line that as candy. I hot glued these white bottle brush trees from Dollar Tree to decorate the outside the gingerbread house. From here you can decorate your gingerbread village any which way you want. I put some fencing posts around the edge, also red and white, and then I also put Mod Podge on the ground and added some of that faux snow from Dollar Tree. I couldn't stop myself from decorating this more. I found some gingerbread people at Dollar Tree and I glued them to the front. And then I also had these red berries that they looked like lollipops to me, and I put them around the edge of the gingerbread. Well, I hope I gave you some inspiration to make your own gingerbread village. Till next week, be brave, be strong, and create. Stay tuned to the end to see all the different pictures that I took of the gingerbread.